What is up, everybody? Happy Tuesday morning. This is Killer K-Rail, and this
Jill
is
Molshan.
the one and only Jill Molshan.
And we've been coming up trying to think of a name for me, and I just can't think of anything because the only thing that rhymes with Jill is thrill.
Kill, thrill, bill.
Kill. They're all just kind of bizarro.
Windowsill.
Windowsill. If anybody has any name for me, you can just come up with it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be Jill Molshan because it's my name anyway.
I like Jill the Thrill, and I like Turbo Jill, and I like Jillosaurus Rex. Because that best describes her, because I ride mountain bikes with a lot of people, and I always smoke everyone. Then I go ride with her, and she's like a million miles ahead of me, like a damn robot, like I'm an automaton with flesh covering a robot body under there.
You get good at
and I don't know how she
practice.
does it, like a turbo
That's
engine.
it. You get good at what you practice. I practice mountain biking, and I'm good at it.
Let that be a lesson to you.
Yeah, that's it. You're good at what you practice.
That's right.
And then he took me for a run this weekend, and I got my butt whooped.
I don't know about that.
There you go.
I was pretty shocked about your pace on that as well. Anyway, we're babbling on. It's Tuesday morning. Good Tuesday morning. It's time to get out the stability ball. We're going to roll into our, no pun intended, we're going to roll into our next exercise.
We've got 2 exercises
Drills.
for you guys today.
So we're going to do a couple basic things today, but don't take that for granted when we say basic. Everything doesn't have to be like super high intensity all the time. We're gushing sweat right now because we just did this massive beefcake high intensity workout. But just know you should always start with the basics and work your way up. So one of the basic drills like people like to do on a stability ball is a glute bridge, number 1, for the lower body, and then a crunch, and everybody likes to do crunches. I don't do crunches, really, especially this time of my mesocycle and my workout programs. However, sometimes if I'm watching TV and have a stability ball available, I'll just do some crunches or I'll do some planks or something. But I see people do crunches, and I know a lot of you out there want to do crunches, so we're going to show you how to do them correctly. We have seen all the mistakes made in the whole wide world with our clients and just people around us in the gyms and everywhere else, so we're going to set the record straight.
How about this guy at the gym? Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
No,
right?
Turn sideways and show them the rolling crunch, which is the second big mistake we see. And the ball has to make noise. It has to go.
Right?
You probably can't hear it.
Exactly what you don't want to do.
There's the rolling crunch. Those are the 2 biggest mistakes we see at the gym. So the correct way to do a crunch, I'm going to jump back so I can stay in frame here.
Okay.
Now I showed you how to do the walk down the other day, yesterday, remember? So we said walk down, put your shoulders and head in the ball. We're actually going to go to that position, and then we're going to put our hands on the sides of our head, and we're going to roll back, maintaining that bench position until our shoulders are approximately off, and our lower back is supported on the ball. And you still want to maintain that straight line, and do not put your fingers like this and behind your head. Because if you do that, you're going to do this. Then you're going to torque your cervical spine, and you're going to have neck problems, and we don't want to get calls in the middle of the night saying you saw us do that on a live. So put your hands on the side of your head. Then you're going to do a nice little crunch here.
And hey, it is not cheating if you need to put your toes up against the wall to do this.
Absolutely.
If you feel like your feet are sliding, that is not cheating at all. It's just keeping you more stable. And I always just go barefoot because then my feet can grip.
Yes, you want your toes to
So-
grasp the ground. That's called floor boobies. Ask my friend Paul Gray from Art of Functional Movement in England. He calls it floor boobies. Grip your toes into the ground like you're squeezing boobies with your toes. I don't mean to be offensive. But
So
it's
what
true.
I want you guys to think about doing on your way up, think about your nose coming straight up towards the ceiling.
Good.
Drive the lower back down as the abdominals crunch up. Lower
And
back down, nose up. Lower
inhale.
back down, nose up.
Yeah, inhale on your way down. Force the legs on the way up. And then squeeze at the top for a second. And your abs should always have tension, even on the way down, in the bottom position, and the up position, at all times.
Okay, another
that's how you
one that we actually, it's not that people do this incorrectly, it's that enough people just don't do it. And it's one of the most classic ball exercises for building glute strength, for building hip strength, and it's such a great adjunct to doing crunches. Okay? You ready?
Oh, you do it. Are you
I was
from the
gonna
ground?
do them on top of the ball, but let's do them this way.
Oh, I thought we were doing this, the lighting.
It's okay, no, because I'll throw in a third one right at the end. Just
Okay,
as like a
perfect.
little bonus. Okay.
Hopefully you can see us all.
Whew. Okay, so from here, it's going to be all 3 at the same time. You're going to push down with your heels into the ball, squeeze the hips, and then lift the lower back. So push, squeeze, lift, all at the same time. Versus, right, there was no core innervation, no lower back innervation there. So push, squeeze, lift, all at the same time.
Yeah, so as you push your heels in, you can start engaging your hamstrings and then work your way up to your glutes and then squeeze your glutes and then just push. And again, you want to hold that top position for a split second right there and feel that isometric squeeze at the top, because we don't want to be like just flopping our hips up and down like a walrus, because there's no innervation of the muscles going on at that point.
Oh my gosh, this
We lose
feels
tension.
so good. So this is a great strengthener, but it's also a great lengthener and a good rehab exercise.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
And let's get one more. Good. And then for all you folks, and hey, sorry my pants were down too low yesterday. We got a comment that my pants were a little too low, so I made sure to pull these up this morning. I think that's hilarious.
I seriously didn't even know.
I didn't even know that they were too low.
I'm always looking this way, so I don't even pay attention.
Oh my God. So this
Hopefully
is
my pants aren't too low, are they? Are
This
they
is
too
for all
high?
you glute fans out there. Okay, so we're gonna roll out.
Oh, you were talking about doing this one. So
And then
we get a
make
bonus
sure-
feature today.
Make sure your knees are at 90 degrees. Hands on the hips. Okay, all you're doing is dropping your hips down towards the floor. If the ball rolls, you are doing it incorrectly. Okay, so what we want to do is drop just the hips down, push through the heels, and squeeze the glutes. You want to tone your glutes? This is the way to do it. Now, what I don't want to see is the ball coming this way. Okay, then all you're working is momentum instead of glute strengthening. Oh my gosh, this feels so good. Lower back and glutes.
So we're back into that original bench position, which I explained to you yesterday. So now you see where the default position comes into play, everybody. It's important to learn how to get into that position first, because now we're starting to do drills from there. And also, let's not forget, Jill, the recruitment of the lower back muscles. We'll go back to the rector spinae, which we talked about a couple weeks ago. So every time we lift up like this, you want those back muscles to contract as well. So you're getting a good full core drill here, not just the glutes alone. And again, inhale as your hips go down, exhale on the way up. Breathing is very, very important. Always exhale on the exertion of force, whatever the drill may be.
If you sit at your desk during the day, I know we're always talking about the folks that sit at the desk during the day. These 3 exercises are such a perfect combination to help release your lower back, get a little bit of core strength, and then put you in position where you're not going to be slouching for the rest of the day.
No.
You've then engaged your core, and then as you're sitting at your keyboard, you're going to have a little bit more core strength and probably a lot less lower back pain.
Several years ago, when I moved back to Pennsylvania for a little while to recalibrate and get myself back into mental shape when I was coming out of my eating disorder, I was writing articles all day long for Demand Media Studios, and I got a stability ball, and I would just sit there, and I would just go like this all day, and I would just wiggle side to side a little bit and back and forth all day. My posture was amazing, and at the end of the day, my stomach was as solid as a rock. And this is post-workout. I still do my briefcake workouts in the morning, and I'm just sitting on that ball all day. And I walk away like, wow, this feels amazing. So just sitting on a ball does incredible things for your body during the course of the day. So any of you that are homebound right now, which a lot of you probably are, think about getting a ball. And you can even get them with a backrest on and all kinds of stuff. And it's still better than sitting in a chair because it's more ergonomically designed for your lower spine.
And you challenge your core by lifting a foot.
Yeah.
Oh
and you
my
can challenge your
goodness.
core by lifting
Okay, we have to go. It's 8:45. We have places
Oh
to
yeah,
be.
we have a meeting we have to go to.
Okay.
Till next time, this is Killer K-Rail.
This is Jill Mulshawn.
And let's work on that nickname from Miss Jill.
Let's do it. Send them off if you think of anything.
Okay, till next time. Get the gun in there, Jill. Bye.